Look! Digimon's thematically gone all the way dark noir horror, and the 26-year-long Ash Ketchum Pokemon arc has finally come to an end. I think it just might be time to dust off the Digimon vs. Pokemon debate and focus more so on the anime side of things. With the completely reimagined reboot, once again, Digimon Beatbreak releasing its ongoing first season late 2025, and Pokémon Horizons pulling the plug on the Ash storyline with brand new protagonists already starting its 8th season a couple of weeks ago. It seems there's still more to this hot take to get into, so let's not squander anymore.
I loved it.
Dude thinks he's Will.
So romantic.
Sabi?
Romantic?
Or not
Hemingway?
Sabi?
He was an
That is
abusive
the
alcoholic
question.
who squandered half his life hanging around
Right.
Picasso trying to nail his leftovers.
Whether you've been watching since the days of the Kanto region and the original Digidestined, or you're just now coming on for the ride with Paldea and Digimon Ghost Game, or the 2020 Adventure reboot, outside of their pet collection elements and shared use of Mon in their name, there's no denying the cardinal differences that lie with either show or brand alike. Digimon Beatbreak and Pokémon Horizons highlights a shift in how both franchises approach storytelling after moving past their long-standing legacies. Both anime cater to distinct audiences. Beatbreak offers a mature, stylish, neo-future aesthetic, with graffiti and punk rock elements aimed at longtime fans. While Pokémon Horizons, a fresh, adventurous journey designed for a younger audience but still with emotional depth. Digimon Beatbreak centers on stylized, fluid combat, while Horizons continues to focus on friendship and exploration. Fans have quickly pinned Beatbreak's animation style as the consummate midway point between the classic Digimon animation and our hyper-modernized Digimon Tri-style. Described as a cyberpunk nightmare leaning into darker, more horror-centric themes than ever before. Digimon Beatbreak leans into their complex relationship building and is set within a dystopian post-apocalyptic world where the consumption of human emotions runs as the main storyline. Noted for building its world and cast slowly but effectively, unlike the Black Mirror-esque Digimon Ghost Game, criticized for lacking a central plot. Beatbreak is praised for detonating expectations with a narrative that feels modern and more topical with current events. Though critics and fans still might agree that Pokémon Horizons may be overall better animated, but still struggling with a true evolution in formula unlike its competitor. The show's high-quality animation is consistent with modern Pokemon anime, emphasizing bright, adventurous visuals. Unlike the badge-focused Ash Ketchum era plotline, Horizons offers a more heartfelt story incorporating mystery and a larger collection of cast, a breath of fresh air for the franchise. Instead of its age-old flexing of Pokemon and gym leaders, the show, now reminiscent of the Pokemon Rangers games, heavily revolves around adventure and exploring the lore of Pokemon. Sensational. The Digimon anime has always focused on a serialized isekai narrative, or another world in Japanese, referring to the subgenre of Japanese fantasy anime where characters are suddenly transported, summoned, or reincarnated into a different, unfamiliar world. With mature storytelling along with high-stakes emotional drama and character evolution overhauled along the way. While the Pokemon anime has offered a formulaic, lighthearted sports anime approach centered on adventure and companionship, Digimon praised for its deeper story arcs and complex lore, whereas Pokemon dominates in popularity through consistent branding. While both are titans of the monster-catching genre, the Pokemon and Digimon animes
Maybe an Aurora? You mean Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights? That's impossible.
take fundamentally different approaches
Why won't you go inside your Pokeball?
to narrative, tone, and just about everything else. Beatbreak and Horizons represents a shift in the franchise's long-standing rivalry, both moving away from either formulas or protagonists to explore fresh narrative styles.
Here you are!
You again? How'd you find
Digimon Beatbreak premiered in late October 2025 and is the brand's 11th anime series in the franchise. With a notably darker tone than its predecessor, set in this aforementioned post-apocalyptic dystopian world. In the year 2050, human emotions now generate e-pulse, which powers digital devices called sapotaumas. Digimon then emerge from these devices by consuming e-pulse, leading to a world who sees Digimon as now savage energy vampires that feed on society.
We got closer.
Lovely.
The streetlights came on. I could barely breathe. And then I saw him.
Our story follows Tomoro Tenma and his Digimon partner Gekomon.
What the heck?
So get it straight. The name's Digimon, you know?
As they join the Glowing Dawn, a bounty hunting organization that handles hazardous digital incidents. Critics praise Tenma for having a deep, realistic backstory and relevant flaws. Though evolution in the Digimon universe has never been just a power-up, in our newest rendition, Digivolving is now tied more than ever to characters' overcoming of eternal psychological hurdles. Beatbreak explores heavy topics throughout its 2 story arcs so far in the first season, like past entries only ever more realized. From social inequality to systemic corruption, not to mention its complex psychological bond between humans and their Digimon reflections, which, as we all know, has been a staple for the brand since its debut. The animation features a distinct neo-future look, reminiscent to that of Bruno Redondo's Nightwing for the DC Universe.
The psychos just keep getting younger.
From Storytime Stranger to the anime reboots from the last couple of years, it's evident the entire franchise is repositioning itself towards this somber aesthetic. Following the feedback across the board for Ghost Game, which technically marked the start for this horror shift for Digimon, though the episodic Monster of the Week light horror theme felt stale most of the time. Regardless of its supernatural mystery vibes, it never really quite hit that sweet spot that I know the anime can. Digimon Beatbreak is seen as a deliberate, successful attempt to deliver a more deeply explored non-formulaic story encompassing a darker horror narrative, praised by fans and critics alike as a clinic return to form for the franchise. Unlike its past seasons that rushed into new genres, Digimon Beatbreak is a slow burn that focuses on team tactics and world building. It even breaks a long-standing franchise record held by Digimon Tamers for now almost 24 years, by waiting over 8 episodes for Gekomon to even evolve to his ultimate, which is Armalizamon. Tough. 8 episodes for this crazy looking armadillo lizard? Worth it. The found family dynamics between our protagonist and the Glowing Dawn feels like a callback to Digimon Data Squad. Or Savers. Nah, it will forever be Data Squad. High-key best series, not gonna lie. Bandai, bring it back! Come on! I'll even let you call it Savers. Reboot! Both providing an emotion core that resonates with fans of any caliber. I mean, in some ways, we're low-key reverting back to how things were in the late 90s. When Digimon dominated the anime world and Pokemon gaming. Just not so much right now. But fingers crossed for Pokemon Winds and Waves. The first Digimon game, Digital Monster Digimon Tamers, was released in Japan in September 1998, only a few months before Digimon Adventure debuted in March 1999, almost the exact same time as Digimon World was being released as well. By comparison, the Pokémon Red and Green games were released first in Japan in February 1996, more than a year before the anime series premiered in Japan on April 1st, 1997. Enough time for the company to properly register the potential for an anime spin-off. But Digimon and Bandai were like, screw the game, when's the show coming out? I think they knew the type of pressure they were holding on to, and regardless of how the games turned out, they were gonna drop the anime anyways. And the rest speaks for itself. After losing us with the Digimon universe at Monsters in 2016, and rebooting our love for the Digidestined in both Digimon Tri and the 2020 Digimon Adventure, either continuing on their legacy or retelling the old story through a new lens, it was clear that they needed to pivot to something novel in order to keep the fanbase satiated. Like its games, the Digimon anime have also swapped in and out of genres over the years. With all things adventure bulked into a long-form battle-style shonen isekai, Ghost Game an episodic horror light, Digimon Tamers a fantasy thriller, Frontier a henshin or transforming heroes, or the superhero trope. All these variations, some argue, are why Digimon hasn't blown up the way Pokemon has over the years, while others enthuse the brand for its authenticity and willingness to experiment with its storytelling capability. But regardless, Beatbreak has undeniably found the sweet spot in anime storytelling. After 25 consecutive seasons of Ash, gotta hope he caught them all, Ketchum as the primary protagonist of the Pokemon anime, spanning over 1,200 episodes and 8 major series, each corresponding to a different region and generation of the games. From Kanto and the Orange Islands in the first 2 seasons, to Johto in seasons 3 to 5, Hoenn in 6 to 9,
Is this really your Snorlax? It seems bigger than life when you see it up close.
Sinnoh in 10 to 13,
Let's go home.
plus the newer generation Unova in seasons 14 through 16,
Morning, Ash. Morning, Iris.
Kalos in seasons 17 through 19,
Thanks a lot, Blaziken Mask.
and Alola in 20 through 22. All culminating with Pokemon Journeys in 23 through 25, a world-spanning series concluding with Ash becoming the World Coronation Series champion? I called it. There's literally no evidence of me doing so, but nevertheless, I called it.
Bro, check it out. Here's my new discovery.
Following this win, Ash's story concluded with a special 11-episode epilogue, Pokemon to be a Pokemon Master in 2023.
You can do it. Get as close as you can.
Since then, the franchise has started broadening their horizons.
Bring on another.
I'm lit. Pokemon Horizons, the series, is considered a refreshing and necessary evolution of the anime, trading in a formulaic episodic structure to a more serialized mystery-driven plot. Hey, if you can't beat them,
That soldier, that's my bar. He copy.
Unlike the last 2.5 decades, Horizons now follows a continuous overarching mystery involving an ancient adventurer named Lucius. Not to be confused with Malfoy.
Didn't touch anything, Draco.
Since both love homaging Harry Potter and the mythical land of L'Aqua. Wow, it's just Aqua with an L. L'Aqua, a fragrance from Versace. Liko and Roy offer a departure from Ash Ketchum's commonly used shonen hero archetype, with Liko especially having a more introverted and relatable character for modern audiences. The explorers are replacements for the age-old villains like Team Rocket or Galactic,
Team Rocket! Shh!
are now actually competent,
That was so totally predictable.
acting as a genuine intelligent threat rather than a source of comic relief, making Jesse and James more like Walmart versions of them.
We came here on a meow-finding mission, and when we woke up, the whole town had acquired Behem faces.
Critics and Pokemon fans have praised the high animation quality of the show, with its vibrant art style and high-stakes theatrical battle sequences, especially during the major story arcs in the anime. Released in April 2023, originally in Japan, then March 2024 in the US, Pokémon Horizons focuses on Liko and Roy as they travel the world with the Rising Volt tactic. On their airship, the Brave Olivine. It's like BioShock Infinite met pet fighting. The story centers around Liko's mysterious pendant, evidently linked to Terrapagos, our arc's main legendary, and Roy's ancient Pokeball, featuring a more linear, overarching plot as well compared to the previous series. Pokemon Horizons is adventurous and optimistic, focusing on exploring the world of Pokemon with adventure, mysteries, and growing together with your partners at the center of the madness. In comparison, Beatbreak is considered a more daring narrative shift designed for older audiences, whereas Horizons continues the franchise's traditional broader appeal. Though, with the criticism already received for axing Ash and Pikachu, it was probably better that they left some things unchanged. Some community discussions have even drawn character parallels between the two shows' antagonists, Genjo from Beatbreak and Spinel from Horizons, not to mention the character quirks of Honoka and Sango, or Coral, from Horizons. Unlike most past seasons, Pokemon Horizons features a large group of supporting characters from the jump, some of whom feel underdeveloped, not gonna lie. Like NPCs. Legend Z to A. Oh, my bad. I coughed. Legend Z to A. Die-hard fans of Ash, Pikachu, and Team Rocket found the total clean slate jarring, and some fans even missed the more competitive gym challenge-centric narrative of past seasons. They even also hopped onto the slow-pacing wave, and many viewers found the middle arcs to be directionless or bogged down by filler that didn't advance the main plot quickly enough. But it's not like this isn't faced by most of our other modern AAA anime. Again, it comes with the territory. Though the series generally holds high marks for its first season, with IGN calling it a promising start to the post-Ash era of Pokemon, while later seasons have seen some quality fluctuations like those filler episodes we talked about. The consensus still remains that Pokemon Horizons stands as a solid, more mature, for its own universe, take on the Pokemon anime. The debate between Pokemon and Digimon have been a staple of anime fandom since both IP's inception in the late 90s. Pokemon as the journey, often described as a sports anime following, until recently, Ash Ketchum on a quest to become a master by collecting badges and competing in Pokémon League. The anime has maintained a lighthearted, consistent formula where the main character doesn't age, providing a sense of comfort and familiarity. Like any other sitcom, animated or not.
Thank God!
That's not your dad in the picture. I did buy.
Oh, wow. Arby?
Digimon the Epic typically follows an isekai structure where our Digidestined are transported to a digital world to save it from existential threats time after time, and has been known for addressing darker themes like mortality, emotional trauma, and apocalypse. Our modern IPs and historical stories alike have played into this plot, and we would call them portal fantasies, like Alice in Wonderland or the Chronicles of Narnia, all technically being isekai. The protagonist, often an ordinary person, typically gains unique powers or knowledge that makes them exceptional in their new environment. The way a character enters a new world often defines the story's tone, either a summoning or tenni, or a reincarnation, tensei. The prior is pulled into a new world bodily, often by a goddess or magic circle to fulfill a hero role, such as our Digidestined. Reincarnation, the character dies in the original world infamously via the truck-kun, or reoccurring truck accident trope. How comforting! And is reborn as a baby or new creature. So think that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
I did kick it. I wonder what happened to Tamara and Miho. He better have fried my hard drive.
Still though, what the heck am I? I feel kind of bouncy and rubbery. It seems like my whole body is that way. Uh-huh. I think I get it. Is this really possible?
Deep cut, by the way. Outside of these two categorizations, virtual reality and gaming have increasingly become a staple of the genre as well, where the protagonist becomes trapped within an immersive MMORPG like with Sword Art Online or Log Horizons. There are even reverse isekai where fantasy characters are transported to our modern, magicless world. Ergo, the devil is a part-timer. Side note, underrated. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Destroy him? Look, lady, I don't know what your boyfriend did. It doesn't really matter. No knife fighting.
I swear, I will be the one who breaks the sales record for black pepper fries.
I saw you cast a spell. Tell me, Satan, why would the King of Darkness be working part-time at a McDonald's?
The hero Amelia?
Pokemon's consistent, lighthearted episodic adventure versus Digimon's darker, plot-driven, and emotionally complex storytelling. While Pokemon excels in comfort, nostalgia, and character longevity, Digimon has been praised for superior character development and higher stakes. General consensus across either community is that Pokemon has the better games, while Digimon the better anime. Pokemon has been incredibly consistent with Ash for almost 26 years, helping its massive global popularity,
One more time.
while Digimon frequently resets its cast and universes, allowing for experimental storytelling, but has also made it somewhat harder for casual fans to stay as attached to what's going on. The winner depends on what you value in an anime show, or multimedia franchise alike. Whether you want a superior show with complex character design and emotional depth, or if consistent quality, iconic world building, and massive cultural presence are what you're after. There's no doubt that both Digimon and Pokemon have made themselves accessible time after time to every new generation. And that's why, even 25 years later, fans across the globe are still just as hyped for either show's reboots. But I'm still out here waiting on Data Squad to come back. Bandai, take the hint. Whatever it takes. Aura Agumon and Marcus Damon would go so crazy. The Marcus Aurelius of the Digimon universe. Why hasn't it already been done? Now, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right here, I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called...
Okay.
Hey, if you... Hey, if you can't beat him, you know... Pokemon has been incredible. I just put diamonds on all of my teeth, now they probably think I ain't intelligent. Bitch, call me a jock all-American. I'm at the top of my class with my letter, man. No back and forth with these rappers, they mention me, dissing me, no talking back, I won't mention you. I'm on fire, bitch, I'm lit, but I'm really cool. Don't acknowledge the shrimps when they ridicule. They don't come at the dog, bitch, I swim with the sharks. You ain't got enough hog, got a bigger pool. Look, man, Yeezus pool's nice. Mine's just bigger is what I'm saying.
Can you believe we don't have a jacuzzi?